Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. My name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we get started, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, probably going to lose all of your money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing you see or hear from me is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. For entertainment purposes only, read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, Code RDF, Bookmap, and others. Let's go ahead and hop on these charts. We are here on NQ on Project X with Top 1 Futures. Got a couple of 50K accounts that I loaded up this week to be trading. Live with you guys for London. Getting some price action, market structure, volume scalping going on here. That's the play. Seeing if we can't get a little bit of motion in these accounts. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. What's happening? Throw the banner up. Make sure we are good across streams. Streaming here on YouTube, Kick, and X. But as always, appreciate you guys hopping on. Make sure we get the right message pinned up in the chat. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures, code RDF is going to get you the best deals as always. This deal is ending tonight, actually, this 4th of July deal. Make sure that's up there pinned. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Kick? What's up, X? What's happening, guys? Nice. Cool. So we're going to be taking a look at the daily just to get a feel for what we got going on here. I'd like to start on the daily, just have a quick look, take a look at the price action on the daily candle formations. Interesting sell-off today. Interesting sell-off coming into this session changeover, really right at session changeover. We had Trump tariff news. It's kind of been the headline of these markets, really driving price all over the place. So we sold off and then came all the way back up above VWAP. Consolidating here on the daily. Take a look back at the 1 minute here, zoomed way out. We can see that. We can see the kind of choppy sessions back and forth, some harsh sell-offs and some recoveries, but this is what we had yesterday. Really a push higher, not so much higher at a NASDAQ. NASDAQ didn't take off like YM and even ES. Really harsh selling pressure right here. You can see after the open here, session changeover. Gnarly selling pressure on that Trump tariff news. And here we are back up above VWAP. Get ready to bounce right off of VWAP, it looks like here, for this 3 a.m. open. See if we can't pull a little bit more than yesterday. Got caught in some just long time frame that they were taking to play out shorts yesterday that just really didn't play nice with me. Obviously, we were pushing up for yesterday's London session, and I was getting short. That wasn't really working too nicely for me. So right now I'm going to see what happens around VWAP. Going to get pretty zoomed in, see if we can't get some scalpy price action trades moving. I'd expect a bounce around this area, but let's see if we don't wick a little bit lower here. We got a little bit of liquidity down at the 22,925s, really right below price here. I'd be interested to see if we kind of dip down another 15 points, go and grab the couple orders that are down there and maybe catch a bounce. But yeah, I'm looking long off of the 22,925s here on NQ. There we go. Let's see if we get it. Ooh, got close to my Close to the level I'm looking. It's going to mark it if it gives me a second. Now we got some at 9:30. Might not get my my 925s. Let's see as we come a little bit lower. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's happening, y'all? There we go. Getting the 925s right.
Order
right
filled.
I'm going to jump into this one long. See if we can't get a little bit of a reaction out of this area here. A little bit aggressive since we are selling off, but that's going to be trade number one. Came into quite a bit of, yeah, it's pretty tight on the stop with these with this volatility this morning. Got a little bit of movement this morning, huh? Let's see. Till when do we have the 50% off on Top One Futures? Until tonight. Tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. So it ends today, Friday. So you guys got about less than 24 hours for that one. Less than 24 hours for that one. Oof. Yeah, selling pressure coming in on that one, unfortunately. Not playing nice with me on round one. I like this one, though. I like the 25s for an aggressive buy, which is why I'm in long. I think we still could potentially see a bounce if I survive it. We got to wick right down to these lows, but that's some volatility coming in for sure. Waited for my level to get hit, jumped in long. Stops where it needs to be. If I got to take a stop on the first one, we take a stop on the first one. No pressure. Catching a little bit of a bounce. Can we get some buyers that step back in on this? That would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty sweet. Let's see if they can sustain this or if we just come right back through. What's up, chat? What is up? Tired this morning, man. A little tired this morning, honestly, running these London streams with you guys. Seeing if this is the last one, obviously, before the weekend, but I'm gonna see how long I'm gonna run these, because it definitely is a little bit tiring, especially streaming for New York as well. Let's see, caught a little bit of a bounce out of this one. Can we continue up? I'm watching Bookmap on this. We had buyers step back in, got close to a stop here, finally caught a little bit of motion to the upside. Do I have my hotkeys set? There we go. I'm gonna go break even on this one if we get a little bit more of a push. If not, this thing's just gonna bounce around here and maybe come all the way back down. But I want to see this crack right back above VWAP, and I'll throw stop loss towards break even. Unfortunately, not getting the continuation out of this one. Pulled back up towards VWAP. This might come right back down and smash the stop. We might have to get one more wick lower. There was some nice liquidity right up to the 40s, and if I'm going to hold my trade around my stop loss, I want to hold it back towards the take profit. So I'm going to hang on to this one. Again, got in a little heavy for the first one here, just with the 2 contract long. Not a whole lot of room for a stop, but we started to get a bounce. We saw how that area played. We did catch some nice volatility back up to the upside. You could even see the volume on the buy right back up. Buyers really did want to defend this level. I think on another day we wick right back up here. I grabbed my nice $600, but we're gonna see how the market plays with me today. If it plays nice with me, or if we have to deal with some stop losses. But London session, it's been interesting, man. Been interesting trading it this week. Yesterday was a little bit of a tough one. We'll see if I turn this one into a tough one as well. Yeah,
order filled.
There's the stop. There's the stop. Wow, positive slippage on that one. Very positive slippage. Take a look at that. I had a $500 stop. Only realized $385. That's nice. But some serious volatility to the downside. Obviously, serious wick down. Let's see if we just continue this move to the downside. I'm not going to look to fade this all morning. If we start to sell off really aggressively, I was very counter to the push to the upside yesterday. Continued to be, and I'm not going to do that again this morning. But that first one, someone asked what was the reason for entry there. I'll show you. Show you what the reason for entry was. Selling off around VWAP. We had some nice bullish structure, obviously, earlier in the morning. But I'm going to show you guys what I was looking at on Bookmap. We had... So bullish structure for the morning, right? Cracked up above, after this gnarly sell-off, cracked up above VWAP, held, pulled back down pretty aggressively, right? Into the open here. I was expecting maybe a dip down, pick up some buy orders right here around the 25s, and then at least bounce back up right above VWAP. Even if we're going to sell off really harshly, I still think we come up here. I still wouldn't mind this long. Not now because we are really breaking structure to the downside. I still think we wick back up here. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to take a stop and watch this thing move right back in my direction. But like I said, I'm going to try not to fight a trend this morning. But if you take a look at what I was looking at here on Bookmap, we had some liquidity down here at the 25s, right? So we were selling off. We didn't have a ton of orders down here, but as you can see, lit up, sitting right at the 925s. We did have a decently prominent level. And at that point, there wasn't too much down below. Wasn't too much way down below. So I like that for a buy right off of this level, right off of the 925s. So we caught some buyers there. Actually, take a look at it. We caught some buyers there. I survived this wick down to the 18s where we had a little bit more. Started to drive higher. This actually didn't look too bad. We did have a little bit of a growing CVD. We had some liquidity up here to come and grab right up towards the 40s above that level near my stop loss. Near my take profit. But we just didn't get that this morning. So on to the next one. On to the next. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce between these accounts just so I don't dig a hole or run up too much profit in any one of them. But I have a 3-pack of 50Ks that I'm trading here with you guys just to keep it transparent. So I'm gonna swap back and forth between those. But the first one we got an L. L number 1. Not bad though, with some positive slippage. Can't complain about that. Now that we've sold off aggressively through VWAP, buyers have really failed to hold this thing higher. I'm looking short on this. I'd like one more pullback, but I'm looking short on this towards the 900s. We got liquidity down here. Obvious selling pressure. Don't want to try to fade this. Can we get a little bit of a wick back up? I'm going to jump in short on this right down towards the 900s. If we just sell off right here, the 900s aren't a bad spot to look for a little buy bounce. But first I'm looking short down to that area. Yeah, we might just dump right into it. Wolf, what's going on, man? Yeah, it was Trump on tariff news. That was the overnight dump.
Order filled.
Let me try this bad boy short. If we pull back up a little bit, I might add, but I want to see this down through the 900s. Liquidity down here, nice psychological round number. Yesterday's low point. I want to see a sweep of that level. Maybe grab a little bit of profit. Trying to flow with this trend now. Faded it the first time. Going to attempt to not try to fight a trend all morning here.
Order filled.
Really looking. I'll front run that level too. Really just looking for that. I'm gonna go ahead and move. Stop loss to break even as soon as we start to dump. Nice, getting tight on this one. Stop loss and profit. I want to see a takeoff right there. Beautiful.
Order filled.
Gonna go ahead and grab that one right there, guys. Not a great fill, but a little bit of profit on that one. Making up for some of that loss. 269.40. Yeah, that's why I was cautious, right? I front ran it by a little bit, but look at that bounce right before actually trading out the 900s. I'll show you this on Bookmap as well. Yeah, look at that bounce right back up. Yep. Got to be cautious selling right into liquidity, but after yesterday, the review is not to be continually buying in a downtrend or continually selling in an uptrend in these London markets. Once they do start to drift, they tend to continue drifting. If they're going to chop, they continue to chop. We were pushing higher, and I was selling all night for me last night, and that did not play very well for me. So let me just show you this on Bookmap so you can see what I'm looking at. Here is Bookmap, my favorite order flow tool. If you guys want to check this out, I'll actually throw the link in chat because I do find this very helpful. And they are also running a deal that is ending today. Bookmap is like 60% off. They hardly ever run deals, but they've got a 4th of July deal running. Boom. That is our link for Bookmap if you want to check it out. So here's what we had going on. Wow, yeah, look at this bounce. That would have been a stop out. Here's what I'm looking at. 900s, right? Obviously, prior day low was 22,901 and a quarter, but we got a nice stack of liquidity, really like a decent stack on at least for NQ for this overnight session, right? It's all relative, but on ES we see sometimes 500,000 lots on the book. NQ for today, this is kind of heavy, but as you can see, nice stack of liquidity. What happened? We came really, really, really close. Sellers didn't want to lift it, and here we go, aggressive bounce back up. So I was front running this with a take profit, but got a little bit tight as we came down into it. Grabbed it, didn't get the best fill. It was showing me like 300 and something bucks of profit. I got 269.40 for the P&L, but immediate bounce off of that. Really, really aggressive. So can't complain about trade management on that one. I still think we come down and sweep that low, but I'm curious to see how far back we go. If we go all the way back to VWAP, here we are all the way back up to the 22,925s. So that is Bookmap. Another partial reason for the trade, right? Using price action, market structure, and order flow in the very simple way that I do to say, I think we're headed down because price is trending to the downside. We have lower lows and lower highs getting put in on the 1 minute. I'm going to sell into an area of liquidity that I think we might go and try to tag, right? We know price likes to go grab liquidity. Maybe I'm going to be cautious as we come down into that. Maybe we don't go and fill it, but we just get close. And that's what happened in that instance. So back in action here, getting warmed up. One L, one W. See if we can't put a little bit of profit into these bad boys. Again, these are 50K accounts, so I'm trading them fairly aggressively with that, with that stop loss level. And if you wanted to stick to a 20% consistency rule and take a payout as soon as you're eligible, which I don't know that I do. I would like to build a little bit more buffer in these. The $600, $800 level per day in profit is really not going to be, really don't want to go too much over that if you want to take a payout pretty quickly. So let's take a look here. Got a really aggressive bounce. I'm going to wait a minute now. We had some gnarly selling pressure on this Trump news, right? We drifted higher. I thought we might just sweep down below here and then start to bounce and drift. Pretty decent selling pressure coming into this. I bought it up here looking for a bounce. We didn't get that. Wicked lower really aggressively. Now we bounced right near prior day low after coming down below this level. This looks like we drive higher, but I don't know that I want to jump right back in on this. So I'm going to wait it out a little bit, get a little bit better feel for what's going on, because I think we can go either way at this point, right? I think we can react really harshly and come right back down through this, or I think we can come right back up into these like 950s. But we got some movement for this London session, so it should be fun. Should be fun to trade. Yo, Jose, what's going on? Mr. New York, what's up? I've been streaming London session, man. Been live trading London session, 3 a.m. for a couple hours, and then back for New York. Trading NQ here for London. This is day number 3, so been having some fun with you guys. Appreciate everybody that hops on. You know the drill. Smash like, smash subscribe. Help your boy out. Streaming like 5-6 hours a day here, all damn day. Just got home from work. I got you, bro. Damn. Working late. This man got home from work, hopped on, said, let me check out these charts. I feel you, dude. I feel you. But yeah, it's been cool. It's been cool to trade a little bit of London session. I appreciate you hopping on, bro. Feeling shorts? Yeah, bro. I'm kind of looking at this as short. Here we go, bouncing off of VWAP. I want to see what happens up here. I wouldn't mind like a wick higher, and then we start to come down lower. We start breaking prior day low. I'm gonna keep shorting this. I'm looking at the same thing. Yeah, bro, facts. Nah, I feel you. Thanks for hopping on, dude. Good to hear from you, man. That's why I enjoy doing these. I really do. I mean, usually I'm not catching my New York people. I'm catching my people from the other side of the world, the European gang. But I appreciate everybody that hops on these streams. You guys are awesome. If you're not in the community, man, you wanna hang out with me and Mr. New York, Jose over here, and almost 2,000 other members. I think I have like 1,980 members, coming up on 2,000. Those, give my boy those effing likes, Jose. You're the man. If you guys want to hop in a free Discord community, not a VIP feeder program, no course. I don't have any paid programs right now. More than happy to have you in. Everybody give my boy those likes. Jose, you're awesome, dude. This dude's jacked up at 3:30 a.m. because he's New York time like me. Yes, 3:32 a.m. Eastern. Crazy. All right, so here we go back up towards VWAP. I'm still feeling shorts on this. Am I crazy? Now? Let's see. Still looking short on this bad boy. Again, I'm going to give it a second because we're right back at VWAP. I want to be a little bit cautious, trying to jump right in at VWAP, but it's not a bad spot for a short. If we're going to turn lower, we got liquidity right up above towards the 40s. So if we get a crack higher, One more little wick higher up above these highs before potential reversion. I'm going to look to short this. We'll look to short this. Same play. I'm going to start with one contract. I like to add in. This way, if I'm wrong, I got a wide stop off the rip. So that 2 contract today could be a little bit tight. We got a little bit more volatility. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. See if we can get a little crack through these 40s, and then I'm going to look to short this. That was almost it. That was almost what I wanted. 35s.
Order
I'll
filled.
try it right here. Try it right here. Yeah, I'm really not going to want to put too much profit in these accounts. So, yeah, around that level is really all that I'm going to want to put in these bad boys. So nothing too crazy. I think we can get a wick right down below these lows right here. But just for now, let's take a look and see. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna look for something like that. That'd be pretty sweet if we just dipped right back down there. Let's see we can get a little selling pressure off of VWAP? I might be cautious down around these lows. The 20s got some liquidity. That might be all we see out of this. So I might look to add into this bad boy and then drag stop loss right down the way that I did. Let's see. Or is this just going to be the dip before we blast right back up higher? That's going to be the concern here. Let's see what NQ's got for me this morning.
Order filled.
Oh, I fat fingered it. Shit. I didn't intend to close out of that one, guys. Sitting on my keyboard, fat fingered it. I got hotkeys on. All right. I got to be cautious here. All right. Do I want to run this one again? Hang on, guys, because now I got to make a decision. First off, jeez, yeah, fat fingered this one. Hang on. What are my hotkeys set at? I got I was getting ready to measure and I hit Z instead of shift. Yeah, that's dangerous. So I have hotkeys set up on this, guys. I turned them on so I could do exactly what I was doing on the last trade. I have oh, here we go. Oh no. I'm not gonna get tilty and throw anything back on. I'm just gonna let this move. I had have hotkeys on for flat and all, break even, join bid, join ask, buy market, sell market, near like the gaming setup, the QWASX and Z. But I got to be cautious because my shift key, which I love to do this with, I don't know if you guys know that, but if you hit the shift key, you can pull up this measurement tool without having to actually do anything. I like using my keyboard for things like that, and that was an early exit. Yeah, not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. London's gonna go take that low and go back up. Yeah, that's what it was looking like. I think at least a wick right down to the 20s real quick would be normal for ES or for normal for NQ, right? We love to kind of pull these like even if we start to trend up like this, we love to like do stuff like this. Um, or maybe we're not going to do that. We're just going to revert right here from VWAP. But either way, that would have given me a way to grab a little bit of profit. But let's see what we could do. Yo, Zach, what's up? What's up? 1 hour time frame on ES. Got you, got you. That's what we're looking at. This is old chart markup. I got nothing for the morning. So you're looking at ES selling off. Grab these lows. Possibly, possibly. NASDAQ could see the same thing, right? Could see some selling pressure come right back in. Yeah, we start coming back down through the 900s on NQ. I'm going to start shorting this for sure. I like that for a short off of VWAP here, but we really start selling off again. I'm going to look to short this for sure. For sure. Have I ever had a chopped cheese from Washington Heights? Nah, I'm not that New York, Jose. I'm not that OG New York City, New York. That's crazy, bro. Chopped cheese. Yo, you're mad funny, bro. uh, I miss the everyday crazy your energy in the chat. All right, let's see what we get here. Oh, you missing it? Yeah. I'd go for some lamb over rice though, or a really good like bacon, egg, and cheese from a bodega, where you almost get stabbed. Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch this one play out on with the red sauce. Yo, you might have to go to bed, bro. I don't know. Yo, it's extra white sauce, just a little bit of red sauce. You're mad funny. Oh, guys, look at this trade play out. Fat fingered it. I fat fingered it. I was short right here. Yeah, I had an opportunity to jump back in, right? I had an opportunity to jump back in on this one, but this was the play. This was max profit in this account. Frustrating. Very frustrating. Here come the shorts right back down through these lows, maybe, or just a sell off before we dip back up. Damn. Damn, that's frustrating. That's frustrating. Yeah, let's see off the 20s, right? This is where I was cautious. Hey guys, give me a minute. I'm gonna jump right back. Just give me a minute. Obviously I missed this one, so I'm gonna be waiting for this thing to either keep selling or start to reset here. But just give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back. Back in action, guys. Let's see what I missed. Oh, selling pressure. Yeah, this would have been a nice short. So I'm 1L, 1W, one fat finger short. That would have been a beautiful trade to the downside. This would have been taken at the 20s, and that would have been very nice. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Fat fingering doesn't count for anything. So here we are. Let's get the chair. Didn't take any good trades. Jose back in action. Yeah, this looks like we might start selling, man. London might not like this news either. This is interesting. This is interesting. That was the beautiful short. Damn. Part of the game. So hotkeys are back on. I'm gonna have to be cautious. Again, if you guys don't know what hotkeys are, you can set them up right in the settings. You can set a whole bunch of different actions, pretty much everything on the order card, to just be functioning with your keyboard, which is helpful. But I fat fingered it up here, which is what I was trying to do, which was grab the the shift key and just take a look and start measuring, because we are moving today. A little bit more than the last 2 days where I was like very slow moving. But let's read what we got going on. 1 hour time frame. Nice. Passing the combine. Better hit TP. Nice. Send it, brother. Take profit is 62.91. So you are looking looking for a movement to the downside. Oh yeah, ES looking even weaker. Pushing lows. Let's take a look at bookmap here in a second. Just gotta be cautious with this keyboard. Not fat finger anything here. I think you have to use a visible range volume profile. How can I move the volume profile all the way to the right as it shows on your screen? I use the same platform, top step, but the volume profile can't be to the right. This is visible range volume profile. That's what this tool is right here. It automatically displays on the right hand side. So this would be VPVR or VRVP, visible range volume profile. That's what we're looking at here. And then you can put it placement. See how it's on the right hand side? If I threw it on the left-hand side, it would be over here. But that's what this is, if you guys want to take a look at it. Inputs on this one, row size is increased to make it a little bit more granular. But that's what we're looking at here. It's just a volume profile, right? If I zoom out, visible range, it displays volume, horizontally plotted volume for whatever information I'm displaying. Can be good to say, hey, look, we got quite a bit of volume down here, a little bit of consolidation. If we start to sell off, probably going to go check out the 80s. Yeah, so that looked good to the downside off of VWAP. Damn. Shorts. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna hang for a little bit. See what we can do. Have my yerba mate. 62.97 and 3/4 seems like a level of support and resistance. Yep, you got a key level on the chart to the downside. Oh, we're gonna try this again. Do we actually break here? Do we pop right back up? No, this looks pretty good.
Order filled.
I'm gonna short this, guys. I'm gonna short this for a breakdown. I'm gonna go tight on a stop right above these 1 minute highs. I want to watch this continue right here. Selling off these lows, a dicey move, but I want to see this break. We got selling pressure. I'm looking to sell right into this level of liquidity. If we bounce here again, we're bouncing. That's going to be it. But I'm going to go break even on this very quickly. Like right now, break even. Nice. Can we get through these 900s is the question. Can we get through these 900s? Or are we going to bounce around a little bit first? Yeah, I'm stop loss to break even. I want to see a crack right through this level where we got quite a bit of liquidity and then a dip even lower. I might grab it before this take profit if we start to crack really, really aggressively lower, but it's either going to be a break even or a push lower. Let's see what
Order
we can do.
filled.
We came back up aggressively. Let's see if we come and sweep this high first or if we just sell right the hell back off. Little break even plus a couple ticks, can't complain. Managing trades aggressively. That's kind of going to be my play here, right? Jump in, somewhat of a wide stop to start because it's just the kind of emergency bracket that I have on there. I really wouldn't like to take more than be more than $500, $600 red on any one of these accounts. I got a 3-pack of them, so that's kind of the starting point. But it's discretionary with price action and market structure, so I'm okay getting real aggressive, adding in, and then dragging that stop loss nice and tight, looking for a break. This still might go, so let's see. Let's see if I had an original stop up here, what would that look like, right? Would we just survive this pullback and then aggressively sell back off? Having a stop up here, we're going to come back up, and I would have taken a full, $200 some odd stop on it. But that's what I was cautious of, right? We got close again, and oftentimes, if level's been defended before, it's going to be defended again. I think if we break this, we're going to sell off pretty harshly. And I'm probably going to short this again if we start to come back down. I'm going to short for a break. Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Only hitting that buy button today. Nah, just trading with the trend. I was hitting the sell button last night, and we were trending to the upside. I'm hitting the sell button this morning because we're trending to the downside. But that's a great question. Yeah, I was smashing the buy button last night for London, and combine passed. Let's go, Jose. Hell yeah. Jose passing another top step combine. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, so here's a quick review while we're scalping away here. Stop loss up here would have survived, right? An initial tight stop loss up here would have survived this push down again. And let's see if we crack right here and come right down through like towards the 90s. Yeah, we're going to break this. Looks like. Yep. Damn. Can't complain. I like stop loss to profit as we're coming right through the bottom, right? Because this is the thesis that we're going to move right here. We don't do that. We have to retest and then come back down. Now, do we start aggressively selling off here, really aggressively, or do we start to bounce? Do these buy orders fill, buyers step in, and then we start to get brought right back up? Well done, Jose. Very well done. Nice, man. Going for longs now. Yeah, I can see it. I can see the bounce right off this level. While we're hanging out, and as I get ready to swap over an account, again, I got a 3-pack of these bad boys, and I'm going to look to make a little bit of progress in each one if I can. If I start to get red or green, I got to get trading days in all of them, so I'm going to swap around. So opening up another fresh 50K. Not fresh, but the ones that have been trading here with you guys. Fresh for this morning since we got 300 profit in that second one. 55% off, code RDF. Better than the email, better than the website, better than any of the promotional stuff. This ends today with Top 1 Futures. If you want to check it out, go right ahead. If you want the OG accounts with the end of day trailing drawdown, the one that I'm trading right now, these are the more expensive, but just 20% consistency, kind of the OG stuff, 35% off. Do your own research, make your own decisions. These accounts have consistency rules. These ones over here have not only a ESS score, which is more difficult than a consistency rule, but intraday trailing drawdown, minimum profitable days. Do your research, make your own trading decisions. And always remember, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated. I can't be unbiased if I'm partnered, if I stand to make money, which I do from a link, from a code. So important to note that, right? You do your research, you decide for yourself what's best. But if you want to check that out, link is in the chat. And along with that, do I have the giveaway thing? We give away 50K accounts on a lot of these streams. Random days, random times. Got to be on the stream for a chance to win. But we gave one out yesterday. Yeah, so I'm interested to see down here. Look back to the markets. Interested to see down here. Missed my nice short up here, unfortunately. This one stopped for profit. We didn't grab the 90s. I would have liked that a little bit lower and would have came right back up. So didn't grab the 90s, but trailed out for break even on this one. I'm interested to see if we start to bounce here. I think we might. But like the other gentleman was joking about, once we're starting to trend like this for London, I'm going to attempt to not try to fight that, right? Came in the last couple days. Again, I'm just getting warmed up on trading. First off, trading NQ, but trading NQ for London, which is very different than NY. What I noticed was yesterday, right? Here's 3 a.m. I tried to short this bad boy here. We had some consolidation. Tried to short it here. Tried to short it somewhere in here. Tried to short it somewhere in here. We finally got a nice dip down pretty much right after I got off the stream. But I was fighting this to the upside, and all I had to do was hit the buy button. It's pretty simple, right? So I want to avoid that here. Right, here we are, selling off. I don't really want to be smashing the buy button here. We're continuing to sell off, right? Test a VWAP and then continuing through a low. I want to be cautious of trying to fight that. Sure, we can bounce here, but we're not bouncing yet. What's up? What's up, Jose? You gonna be doing this more often? Always after work. I'll take a nap, wake up for the 9:30. Gonna be doing this London. I'll log in for you. Yeah, I'm not sure, Jose. I'm not gonna be doing it the way that I did it this week, where I did so many of them, because I did it it's like the last 3 days here, and New York. So I'm still gonna be streaming New York session 9:30 a.m. But I'll probably mix in like maybe one a week, maybe two a week if I'm gonna miss a New York session, something like that. We got some buyers stepping in on this bad boy, but I'll keep you guys updated. I'll keep you updated in the main Discord. Buyers stepping right back in on this one, getting a bounce off these 900s. That's some aggressive buying pressure. Could try a long out of this area here. Again, I said I want to be cautious doing that, but we had some serious buying volume step right back in there. You can see it down on the traditional volume here. Not enough. We come right back up to this high. I might try it. We come through this low. Obviously, I'm not, but I'm just going to wait for a second on this one. No, we're not blasting higher yet. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Let's see. Getting a little wiggly here, though, so we might get some movement. Is it going to be to the downside? Just one more crack back up before we continue lower. I'm liking this for an aggressive long play.
Order filled.
Trying this long, guys. Trying this long. Stop loss right off the lows. Yeah, going to try this aggressively long. We got wiggly there. We had a lot of buying pressure come right in. So I'm going to buy for a breakout of this consolidation. We kind of chopped here for a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to run this long. I'm going to run this bad boy long. I want to see it break like right now. Like right now, right now. Yeah, I'm going to go really tight with a stop loss on this. I want to see this breakout immediately. That's the thesis. We pushed to the upside. We wicked back down. I don't need to see it come all the way back down here to trade towards the 900s. If it does, which it's doing right now, I think I'm just wrong. That looked like some serious volatility where we might start to take off here. Just going to give it a little bit of room, but I want to see this thing break to the upside. Otherwise, I think we're aggressively coming through this low. And it's just, in fact, going to be a little bit wiggly, a little bit more of a fight here, consolidation, and then we just straight up blast lower. But that looked like we might go grab VWAP again. No, we're not. Not yet. No, ES not blasting higher either. Nice and tight on the stop on this one. Plenty of room to work. But I did like that for a potential
Order filled.
blast to the upside. Yeah, happy to take nice haircuts on some potential movement. But yeah, I think we come through this low now, and I'm tempted to fade it immediately. Tried the longs. Do we get right back into the shorts? Yeah, that was the play. Breaking the low. Let's see. Let's see if we're going to get continuation through this 900 or if this is just going to be a point that we challenge over and over and over again. Oof. This could be a nice movement coming up. I'm going to wait to see if we get some retest. We might just sell off right here. I'd like to sell it back off this level. If we pull right back up quick, we might actually start to dump here. Let's take the look. Let's take the look.
Order filled.
I'm going to run this short, guys. Going to run this short. You know, we might have to wick around here, but this is a lot of selling pressure coming in. I want to see if we can't get some serious movement to the downside here. Coming into the 90s where we got a little bit of liquidity. But I think if we really start to sell off aggressively, we could see some serious movement to the downside here. So tried the longs, thought we might bounce out of this level. We saw a little bit of volume here and immediately picked up heavily to the downside. So I'm going to try to flow with this. If we have to wick back above here, come back up, we're just going to chop. I'm selling off the low. I'm flowing with price action, market structure, volume, no problem. I'm happy to take another larger stop on this one if we have to come all the way back up. Or I should say just a larger stop, since that was a tiny stop. But let's see. Let's see if we can get this to continue, or if indeed we're going to come back towards VWAP. There we go. There we go. Do we continue this now is the question. Yeah, getting ready to add. Get ready to add to this, guys.
Order filled.
Yep, I'm adding and going stop loss to break even, seeing if we can't get a push lower. Right to the 800s. Excuse me, right to the 60s, really, if we cracked lower. But
Order
I'm looking
filled.
at the 80s. Dang, stopped on that one again. Yeah, adding in and getting aggressive with the stop. Played against me up here. We'll see if it plays against me now and we just dump. And I might have to back off just a little bit, but I do like that move. I love adding and then getting aggressive with stop loss to not have a huge amount of risk on. Adding in profit when it's making sense, but I'm getting a little bit tight with these stop losses, so we're going to see how this plays. If I'm selling into selling pressure, though, I want to see it continue. The thesis is it's going to go. And if I'm adding, I don't have room to allow it to come back, right? I don't have room to allow that to come all the way back on me and then be down $1,200 on the day, right? So it's either, small stop out or tiny bit of profit or really nice large profit. And you don't need more than one of those to work out to hit it nicely for the day. But NQ can be volatile and wicky, so I try to be cautious with it. I like to give it room to allow the trade to start playing out, but it still doesn't look bad. I'm going to have to see. Again, tried it long up here because this looked like we might break. But no, we're getting continuation of the downside. And I think I'm going to watch this one sell off and just be stopped again, being a little bit too aggressive with that stop loss. Let's see. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, that's looking weak. Selling pressure right off of the open. Retest of VWAP. Selling back down. Do we bounce down here somewhere? Looking at the 15. Or are we coming all the way back down? We just continuing this move. London says, we're on that Trump tariff news. We don't like this. I think if we do continue through these 80s, we could see some serious selling pressure. Very serious selling pressure. Yeah, this could go. Decision-making point, right? We could see it. We can see all these lows that are tested multiple times, the high end of this consolidation, right? into this consolidation? Are we going to find buyers here and then kind of come back up, dance around here a little bit, come back up on it? This would be the nice sell-off that we had for London, and then we start to bounce. We come back up here, kind of find equilibrium ahead of New York. Just come back to an area of high volume. We come and chill back up near these, like 925s. If we don't, and we start to sell off even harsher, which I think we may, I'd be looking way down here into like the 830s, down around this low, right? That's the next level that makes sense. Come through an area of low volume, return to an area of high volume. I don't know though, so I'm going to be cautious. I tried the shorts a couple times here. If we knife, unfortunately, I didn't catch it the way that I would have liked to, but I don't know. Are we really just about to knife down on both on these indices? Yeah, I don't know. ES approaching this level, kind of the same thing. If we do sell off, I think we could be coming down to like the 270s really aggressively, but do we get that movement here? That might be asking for a lot. Out of these markets. Just out of curiosity, I'm checking the U.S. indices here. Yeah, same movement at a YM, right down towards the lows. Yeah, I don't know, but I think one way or the other we're going to get I never know, but I think we're going to get a little bit of a decision-making point coming up here. We're going to bounce here, hold this area, the 80s, 90s, maybe a little bit of a dip further down towards the 80s, but we bounce here, come back up towards VWAP, where we start selling off really aggressively. So still looking short, right? Still looking short on this. We got some downtrend structure forming on this 1 minute, kind of just slowly drifting here, but I'm not sure that we don't see buyers step in really aggressively. I don't know. This could get bloody. But fun, having some fun, getting warmed up. A little bit of profit in one, a little bit of loss in another, a little bit of loss in this one. See if we can't make this a green session. One of those trades with add-ins is to work out is going to be a solid one. When you do that, you take a lot of haircuts, you take a lot of stop losses, small break evens. But when the trade does work and you're in, 2 or 3 times the size with a nice tight stop, you don't need it to move far at all, right? Every time you're adding in, you're bringing your take profit halfway back towards, wherever your entry is, right? So I do like that here for NQ, especially if I'm going to be moving with the direction of the trade, right? If you're trading somewhat counter the way that I do on ES for NYSE session, adding in can be really dicey, right? It's tough to structure risk with those types of add-ins. Been a trendy couple days, yeah, for London for sure. This has been a pretty trendy session. Here's 3 a.m. and we're chopping. We broke out kind of like yesterday, except the opposite. We broke out to the upside yesterday, but we broke out, trend to the downside, test a VWAP here, sells right off of VWAP where I fat fingered it, and then just continuing to the downside so far. So again, I think this is around decision making point here. If we don't bounce here and start to come right back up towards these, to come hang out back around VWAP 925s, 935s. If we continue to sell off through these 80s, I think we could get really aggressively violent to the downside here. Yeah, ES coming into some liquidity. This could be nice. Do we pull back though? Do we pull back first? Do we pull that frustrating move where we come all the way back up here first and then sell off? That's what I'm going to wait for, guys. I'm still looking at this short. Both of these are looking weak, but a little bit of a pullback, maybe like the 95s even, just a sweep above this. Oh, no, we're not going to get it. We're going to knife. ES right into liquidity to the downside. Let's see.
Order filled.
I'm going to try this short, guys. Let me try this short, and it's going to be the same play. If we start to break, I'm going to add in and drag stop loss tightly. Again, kind of the emergency wide stop to start. But ES coming right into some liquidity. Both of these looking weak to the downside. I'm selling the breakout for continuation. If we catch a bounce here, right back up to prior day low, unfortunately that's that. But nothing here for me right now is telling me to buy this. I am selling off the lows, but we're coming into liquidity, the downside, declining CVD. This is looking nice for a sell-off. So I'm happy to take a decent sized stop because I think this could be a larger movement for sure. Can we sustain it? Either that, or I think we do bounce really aggressively.
Order filled.
Nice. I'm adding into this, guys. Let's see this bad boy take off. Get some directional movement out of this. It's about the most that I'd want to realize. Can we do it? Or are we going to start to bounce? Again, ES is coming into quite a lot of orders buy side, but if that starts to break as well, I think we can get a really aggressive movement out of both of these. The question is, do we do it now, or do we have to keep wicking back and forth? And am I going to be too tight on a stop loss? Nope, not going to break right off the bat on me. Yep, not going to break right off the bat. Going to dance around here. I'll show you guys this one on Bookmap, though. Unfortunately, back towards the 90s. Let's see. Survived that little wick, but we got to come through this low. Got to come through this low aggressively. Let's see what we got. Got to see this thing go down through the low. We wicked back up. Couple bar highs, continue to come back and test this area. Selling pressure coming in. A lot of volume on this to the downside. This looks good. ES coming into some liquidity. Continuing to decline on CVD. Again, I watch Bookmap on ES just because I'm really comfortable with it. NQ looking good to the 60s. NQ looking good to the 60s. Let's see if we can get a knife here. Come on, man. Either that or we're going to get the stop out. We're going to wick back up. Going to try not to choke this one out, though. not yet. Not yet. Ooh, I gotta plug my laptop in. Let's see it, NQ. What do you got for me this morning? No, can't continue the push. Can't continue the push. Unfortunately.
Order filled.
Yep, stop on that one. That looked good. Looked good to the downside. Really aggressively starting to break, but just couldn't get continuation. That looked really nice. Survived that wick back up. A lot of selling pressure. Let's see if we're just going to have to pull the frustrating pullback, take everybody out like me that got short right down here, and then continue, or if we're actually going to start to react here. Part of the game. NQ just not playing too nice with me this morning. I'll show you guys book map on this. This looks beautiful to the downside though. Check this out. This is ES book map. This looks really good. Continuing to come through orders to the downside, continual declining CVD, sellers continuing to outweigh buyers. This is like, hey, trends continuing. We bounced a little bit here, but once you get a couple of these levels that sellers are just saying absolutely no way, we don't care about your buy orders. We're just going to continue to take this bad boy lower. That looks great to sell into this, right? And especially as that starts to happen, nice knives down. Down towards the 80s. Same thing on NQ, right? This is NQ coming down into these orders, filling. Little bounces, a little bit more wicky out of NQ. That's just kind of the movement. But selling. Here's the 60s. On another day, I think we head right there. But not today. Today we knife back up to the upside. Part of the game. NQ just not playing too nice with me for these London sessions, man. But part of it, getting warmed up, getting comfortable. I liked this morning. I really did. Even through that last trade, I really liked that one. I'm happy with the add-in, happy with where the stop loss went, being tight. I would have been stopped out on the original position had I not added and dragged it lower. Just didn't play in my direction. I still think this thing's going to move lower, but definitely not going to look at shorting it right now again. $5.54 down in that. I'm going to come back over to this bad boy. That I got some profit in. And 430. Yeah, I'm going to be looking for, let's see what else we get. But overall red, let's see where I'm sitting right now, P&L wise. That's 554. Get the little P&L total rolling. 385. Yep, down about 600 on the morning. Again, not too crazy. across 3 accounts. Not too crazy. Oh, let's see. That's how the EU behaves. You have to be mentally prepared for such weird ass moves. It can go 20, 30 points just to wick someone out, come back, go to the original. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what this looks like, right, Wolf? Is this, is this going to be a difficult comeback, kind of stop everybody out for a little bit and then continue doing what it's doing? And, for this session, maybe real wide stop losses or looking for entries on pullbacks is going to be better than looking to sell for continuation and then tighten up on stops, stuff like that. But yeah, I think NQ is a little bit difficult to work with as a whole. It's just the kind of wiki crazy movement. For London, it seems a little bit calmer. It's just slower moving. But this is going to be interesting, right? Like, do we come right back down through this low after stopping me out here and, maybe just running trades with real much wider take profit and take and stop losses, looking for continuation is going to be a good play. Smaller size to do that, just allowing the trades room to breathe, or looking for entries on pullbacks, right? Really anticipating that, saying, I want to get short, but I'm going to wait for a pullback. I'm going to wait for a big pullback all the way up. Or I want to be short down here, but, I know that NQ pulls these really big back and forth wiki movements, so I'm going to look for, short on sweeps of highs, that type of stuff. But, yeah, every session's got their own kind of nuances, and again, talked about that coming to stream live with you guys here. Need time staring at these markets. Even NY session, been a training a couple days. NY session, by the way, top step wiping losses for everyone on yesterday's New York Open session lag. Yeah, so Project X had an issue. If you had an issue on any platform, top one from what I saw is not arbitrarily just wiping a certain amount of time, but they are taking away losses for anybody that was affected specifically. They're just checking with you. So if you had any losses, and if you're trading on, I think Wolf was saying Bullnox or Buellnox, any Project X platform that has an issue, if you're in a trade or you have an issue when you're in a trade and something's going wrong platform-wise with a prop firm, reach out for sure. But I saw a handful of guys commenting, oh, thank you, support, blah, 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 helped me, got my account back, whatever. I think the blanketly wiping trades can be cool from a trader perspective, but I think it does get quickly taken advantage of. Like, I don't want to be the person to say it, but Top Step started doing that. And like, I'm in a ton of communities. As soon as Project X starts to lag, like guys are like, time to full port the account now, because they're anticipating that if they lose the account that it'll be reinstated because there's some kind of issue. I'm not of that belief. I don't think that's a good idea to do at all. I think, like I talked about yesterday on the New York session, I'll see if we come right back down on this. Like I talked about yesterday, we are Wolf. Look at this. My man Wolf is speaking truths over here. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Interesting to see. ES is doing the same thing, just out of looking at it. Yeah, interesting to see if this is just gonna be a 110 tick pullback off the lows and then a continuation, down to where we were looking, down around those 60s. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be. I'm looking at this short again, guys. Surprise. Surprise, surprise. Looking at this short, still selling pressure, declining CVD for both of these guys. Again, I'm watching ES bookmap just because I'm more comfortable with that. Um, we got a couple stacks of orders right above price, like right above price that are sell side. So I do think maybe we see one more crazy wick out of this thing, which is why I'm not jumping in short just yet. I think we could like crack up here one more time. Maybe we don't sell off at all. Maybe we just turn here. We put us this is the start of an uptrend. We put a higher low. We come back in, break this high. I still think we're coming lower, but like we're talking about here, I think we could be in for a little bit of a frustrating move again, and I could see it on bookmap for ES. Stack of sell orders right above price. Do we fill it? Do we fill it real quick and then continue? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I'm looking to short this again, but I'm waiting for a pop back up. Might not get that. We might not get it. Here we go. Let's see.
Order filled.
I'm going to short that from up here, guys. That's going to be my game plan. Filled some liquidity to the upside right here on ES. I think we might have to test prior day low here, but I'm still looking at this to continue the downside. Oh. Shorten the pullback. Let's see. Let's see what we get. Again, pretty simple price action market structure, attempting to flow with this trend to the downside that we've had all morning. Still looking at weakness really across all the tools that I utilize, right? The basic stuff that I utilize. Just don't know if we're going to start to bounce down here, in fact, and not continue lower. If we're going to start to find buyers down here. Not exactly the reaction that I would like from up here. Not exactly the reaction I would like. Ooh, I already got some profit in this account. I can't get too heavy with this one. That's pretty much all really I'm going to want in this. I really don't want to push the profit target too far out on these accounts, so this isn't a great risk structure for this type of account, or for what I did in this account already this morning. Let's see though. Let's see if we can start to get a little bit of motion to the downside here. Come back down to wick this low. Yeah, I'm going to get break even on this, guys. I'm going to get break even on this, plus a couple ticks right above this 1 minute bar. Just want to see it continue or not. But this was the area of rejection that I was looking at. We filled quite a bit of orders right at like the 89s in ES, and we're really not seeing sellers step in the way that I would like to see. So going to be quick stop outs for break even, trying to be protective with stops.
Order filled.
Yep. Let's see if we go wick lower. Yeah, kind of slowing down up here, consolidating. We could definitely get Could definitely get some serious volatility coming out of this little Dorito pattern that's forming. The Dolby from Top Step Dorito pattern. Right? Usually when we start to consolidate, what do we see? A little bit tighter, 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 and then a little bit more of an explosive move one way or the other out of this. I don't really want to be on the wrong side of an explosive move in this one. Bull Knox is good, very underrated. Yeah. Talking to a guy who was burned through these EU sessions for months. Finally gave up, started trading New York Open. Really had to wrap your head around these wiki moves. Get the hang of it. Like, yeah. Anyways, 2-minute bearish fair value gap. You guys, you and your FVG, your FVG. Funny. Yeah, I think on this note, I'm gonna wrap it, guys. I don't see too much more opportunity out of this. We could really start to move one way or the other, but I've tried this short a number of times. Unfortunately, market didn't work with me too nicely on that last one. That would have been really nice to see a push. Gonna see if we see a sweep down here, and if I'm just being really aggressive with stops, and that's not playing too nice with me. But I think I'm gonna wrap it here. Get some rest before NYSE session, 9:30 a.m. Gonna be back live with you guys. Been fun streaming for London. If you're on here hanging out, I will be back next week streaming for London, but it's not gonna be every day like this. Probably gonna be only 1 or 2 days a week, and I might give up a New York session to do that. But we'll talk about that. Hop in the free Discord if you're not already. And before we hop off, this deal is ending tonight. 11:59 p.m. Eastern. If you guys want to check out Top 1 Futures, 55% off the straight to Sim Funded Pro accounts. RDF gets you the deal, better than the email, better than the website. I try to throw that out there because guys sometimes go, wait a minute, I'm using the code and I'm using the deal and I'm only getting X amount off. RDF's going to do it for you. Again, these are the intraday trailing drawdown accounts. If you want to check out the OG stuff, 35% off. Again, ends tonight. If you want to check out Bookmap, link is in the chat for Bookmap. Hit me up for those codes. There's a couple long ones, but they are like 50. Let me throw up Bookmap's website. Hang on. I can tell you what it is. Yeah. Their 4th of July sale, 50% off Global Plus and 3 months of data, or 30% off Global Plus. With my code, you get 60% off and 40% off. If you want to check this out, link is in the chat. I'll throw the 2 codes here. I threw them again. I don't need that. I'll throw the 2 codes in chat for you guys. This way they are on the stream. You guys can come back. Actually, you know what? They're in Discord. Hop in the free Discord. This way I don't have to look it up. Hop in the free Discord if you want the special codes for Bookmap. Remember, guys, I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money, and I can't be unbiased. So do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. For Top 1 Futures, for a lot of the prop firms, they run, they run deals often, right? We're kind of aware of that. They go back and forth running deals. Bookmap doesn't run deals often at all. From what I've seen, this is a wild one for Global Plus, which is what you saw me using this morning. If you want to check it out, again, links in the chat. Hop in the Discord. It's free, not a VIP feeder program, no course that I'm trying to sell you, none of that stuff. Just the best deals on all the stuff that I utilize. Anyway, guys, appreciate you hopping on. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing you see or hear from me is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Trading's risky. Almost all traders lose money. You're probably going to lose money trading, even if you trade with Bookmap and Top 1 Futures. So, grain of salt that. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like I was just talking about, Top 1 Futures, Bookmap, and others. Important for me to be transparent about that, for you to understand that, and do your own research, make your own decisions. You're a smart human. Hopefully, you're smarter than I am. Do your research, make your decisions. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for hopping on. You could hit like, you could hit subscribe if you like this. You could not do anything if you don't like it. I'll be live 9:30 a.m. Eastern again today for NYSE Open, last day of the week. We'll try to close out Friday, and next week for London. Talk to you guys soon.